which I think actually I've been learning today in some of our conversations and some of the presentations and overview about something I hadn't seen so clearly before. So I have, and I think many of us maybe are caught in when we think we want to improve the educational system, first we think let's improve the topics people should learn. Then if we are a little bit more subtle, we would begin to look at what are the processes in which the teaching is happening, which is maybe the very, very important thing that has been neglected, is the art of creating learning space where teacher, headmaster, pupil, whoever is involved in that learns together. And it is very scary for many people who are working in the formal educational systems to begin to go there because they know the other stuff, they've been educated to the other stuff. So I think this kind of event is a really important thing to be doing here and more of, that people who are all concerned and dream about a better educational system that will produce more awake and alive and healthy and resilient human beings, that is both intelligent and very skillful, but that our humanity and our ability to collaborate with each other would be part of what we are learning. So that's the third level that I've seen here, and I think somebody just sparked in me in there this morning that it is our many opinions and lack of ability to collaborate between all the parties who is acting in an educational system in a country or in a school or on any level of scale, that, you know, there's been this blame, system blames the teachers, and press, you know, everybody's blaming everybody else, but there's not that peace or not that connectedness and respectful collaboration in a harmonious fashion, so that we could actually put the very purpose that is the same for all of us. We just want to have good education, learning happening, so we can have happy, healthy lives for everybody, our kids, our grandkids, our neighbors, you know, even those people on the other side of the fence that we thought we didn't appreciate. So those three levels, the curriculum, how are we creating places in which we can learn and be educated also by the way we do it, which is where Art of Hosting is trying to offer as much as it can. And then that this collaboration, which is so extremely inspiring to me, that we have people from all parts of the system, including students here, who is willing to spend 5 days to be in this discovery together and not blame each other, you know, but just really be in the collaborative learning. And I show up for that because I think whatever each of us, I'm show up as a grandfather, I show up as a citizen, and I show up as a learner, and I show up as a professional to help whatever I can contribute for those three things, not one of them, to begin to dance. And there may be more things I haven't seen yet, but I think it's time. You know, so many times during the history, we have, my country in Denmark, we have survived great crises. Not just once, but many, many times in the history of our 9 years of history of being stewards and citizens of that little piece of land, by educating ourselves and our, you know, generations. So I think it's amongst the 1 or 2, 3 most important focus points for the human species. One is we have to learn to live in peaceful co-creation, coexistence, or in deep collaboration, whatever you want to call that. How we create education from now on will determine how we will survive or live on this planet. And then how And I would actually, in the educational piece, I would say that's also leadership is in there for me. Because right now we're educating people to become leaders that are inhuman and not sustainable in their perspective and their view. As long as making money is a purpose and not money being gasoline for the car. If money is the destination for the car, we are fucked, to say it gently. It's just gasoline. Money is, is simply toilet paper. But living good lives is the destination. Healthy lives for everybody on the planet, not just the human species. And so I feel privileged to be invited and to show up fully and meet other people who show up fully and say, we don't know the answer to this, but we must do something about it. And we're not fighting anybody, we're just wanting to discover and experiment. What if collaboration on all levels? Every time education was happening, the learning process was the best possible we could find, and that the topics and the skills that we are learning is what is really needed, and not because we've been doing this for 500 years, now we must continue. And this is maybe a whole thing of daring to look at, are we willing to allow our cultures to evolve to a higher level of consciousness? Or are we stuck in that we keep having to learn? I mean, I learned Latin in school, I never had any use for it. Now, and at that time, the adults was telling us you have to learn Latin, otherwise you'll never learn Italian and Spanish and French. That was the rationale. Today, nobody in Denmark has been educated into Latin unless you pick that in the university. So the value shifted. What if that could happen on a bigger scale?